Here we go. All right. Well, welcome everybody. This is the summer discussion group. We are going to be talking about some summer ideas that are working for you. And I want to thank you all for taking this time and being on this call. I know everybody's busy in the summer with family and wants to be outside, etc. So thank you very much. All right. So let's talk about conference first, and talk about, is there anything that's been working with your team to get extra members there, especially the new members that still have the $99? Anybody?
I have 4 people going that are all new.
Awesome. That's exciting, Lisa.
Yeah,
that's your biggest group, isn't it?
It is, yeah, my biggest group ever to go.
Right. Awesome. How about anybody else? Did you snag any new ones?
I have 2 new ones that are attending, but the problem I'm running into is, of my other new ones, nobody can do it because of the time of year.
Oh. Well, hopefully it'll be back to July.
Yeah, that's been my struggle, is a lot of my team is teachers. Yeah. And they're already back in school at that point, so they can't attend. I would probably have about, at least I'd say probably 4 additional people that would be attending that want to go to conference, but can't.
Okay. You need to make sure you let them know that in your survey.
Okay.
Really, really let them know that, because there's lots of people that are in that situation. So.
Correct.
I have 2 new gals going, which is exciting. One got in on the very last day, and I told her, I said, just register, and then we'll find you a hotel room, and then we'll get there. But register first. I'm not wasting time working on all that till you register. And then another one was so concerned about who she would room with that she wasn't registering, and so I just offered for her to room with me.
Okay.
Because she said yes, so she's going too. So I have like 8.
Good.
On my personal team going, and then all my directors are. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So is that the most you've ever had, Holly?
I actually had more last year.
Did you? Okay.
But there were more members last year that qualified for the 99, and then the 225 this year. And then, like Andy said, I had quite a few that just because of fair. Fair is a big thing in Ohio, and it's that week in August. So I had a lot that couldn't come because of fair.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? How's your group doing, Pam? Your group doing good with coming?
We're doing okay. I think I have 2 coming.
Oh, okay.
But I put a challenge out for surprise boxes for those who weren't coming. So for sales this month, I did, if they sold, because we're struggling, I said if they sold 1,000, I would send them a $10 box. If they sold 2,500, I would send them a $15 box. And if they sold 4,000, I would send it whatever the next box is. And I've had 2 people who haven't submitted in forever submit $1,000.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's a great, so it costs you $10 to send it, right?
Right. So if they're selling 1,000, my commission covers that, and my production bonus covers the $10. So it's no loss, and it's creating a little excitement for them. So
good. Oh yeah.
Pam, what's the shipping on that?
I think it's like $8.75 if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Unless I take a little box and shove it in it. I mean, but I'm not going to carry boxes. You know what I mean?
So you said $10 on what amount of sales?
So $10 on 1,000. I know it's not that much, but my team is struggling all the way around.
Right.
And then 2,500 was, what is it? Is it 10, 15?
I couldn't remember.
I can't remember. Even if the smallest box was 15, it's still enough to get a little energy going on my team.
Right. That's big.
We had a director meeting last night, and, we were talking about that. You could even do it for August and buy the boxes, put them together, and give it to them for their August sales. Because it's a win-win. If you do any kind of Christmas gala or $100 bag, you're still going to have everything that you need to throw in that little box. And we know the $10 boxes aren't like really big. It'd be great for giveaways, for if you do anything on your VIP page. It's really a win-win. I really tried to figure out the math on it, and the only thing everything's covered, because the more they sell, and I don't mean it the way it's out, but I hire my commission to cover it. So
Right. Yeah.
I can't promise I'm going to be here. We're having a wicked storm. So if I phase out, it's not that I don't like you guys. It's my internet.
Okay. Are you guys having a bad storm?
Yeah. Yeah. And my son's at camp hiking. Isn't that exciting?
Oh.
But
He'll make a memory.
mhm,
Oh boy. They'll keep him safe. They'll keep
I
him
know.
safe. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's talk about live cooking shows, and then we're going to talk about virtual shows. Things that you're doing at your live cooking shows that are really getting you sales or bookings.
And Joe, I'm doing the because the stainless nonstick skillets are 60% next month. I've been making a barbecue chicken Cobb salad, and which I'm using the avocado dressing from the California Cobb salad, and then so I'm doing my chicken and bacon in the 12-inch nonstick stainless, and then I'm making an apple skillet pie in the 10-inch, and I'm booking parties for August to get the skillet 60%, and I'm even selling them full price. And they are loving both recipes.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
the apple skillet pie, that thing, it's awesome.
You say pie?
Yeah, I just take about I take a stick of butter, and I always tell them, anything that starts with a stick of butter has got to be good. And then take about 3/4 cup of brown sugar and melt those together in the skillet. And then just pour out a little bit of butter to put on the top. Take the refrigerated pie crust, just take one and unroll it and lay it on the butter and brown sugar, and it'll start softening, so you can kind of squish it out to the edges. And then I take my veggie spiralizer and spiralize 5 apples and put those on top, and put some cinnamon and sugar with my flour sugar shaker. Put the other pie crust on top of that. Brush it with the rest of the butter and more cinnamon and sugar, and bake it for a half an hour at 400, and they are going crazy. And when you take it out, I kind of swirl the pan around, and I said, look, girls, this is non-stick. This pie is not even sticking on the sides. It is completely loose in there, and they're blown away, and the pie is amazing. And then I make a homemade whipped cream. Huh?
You swish it out or leave it in the pan?
No, I leave it in. I just kind of do this so they can see it's not stuck. And then I make either vanilla or caramel whipped cream with the instant pudding and the heavy whipping cream in the whipped cream maker. And I'm selling whipped cream makers, and I'm selling skillets and booking parties.
Okay. How about the spiralizer?
I don't know if anybody bought one of those or not.
Okay.
They like it. They like it. And
Yeah.
then the chicken and bacon, I'm making the barbecue chicken, and I use the close and cut and the 12-inch. And when I got done the other night, the barbecue sauce and the bacon grease had kind of burned together in the skillet. And I had one girl took it upon herself just to get up and help watch the chicken and bacon while I was doing the rest of the stuff. And she goes, oh, that pan, she goes, it really burnt tight in there. And I said, oh, it's fine. I said, it'll clean up real nice. And she goes, I don't know. She said, that's pretty bad. So I picked the skillet up and I took it over to them. And I said, see how bad this skillet looks, guys? And they're like, oh, wow, that doesn't look very good. That's going to have to soak for a while. I took it over and I used a little scrub brush they had with some soap and cleaned it all out and walked by the door and I said, remember how that skillet looked? And they said, yeah. I said, look now. And I flipped it up and they're like, you have got to be kidding me. And I had people booking a show and one bought the 10-inch outright. So
Nice.
it was amazing.
So burn barbecue sauce in your skillets. We used to do ice cubes. Burn barbecue sauce now.
So now I am watching that skillet at every party and showing the before and after. And I even take my fingernail and kind of scrape into the burnt part so they can see that it is stuck in there.
Yeah.
And then I go to the sink and wash it. And I'll say, now look. And they're just like, oh my gosh.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
Lisa, can you Can you type in the Zoom group chat that we have going on, your little apple pie recipe?
Yeah, I would need that.
Yeah.
It's so good. Oh my
Or put it on the Facebook page. Then it'll
And you happen to have a picture.
Yeah, I have a picture of it too.
All
do
right.
ya? Lisa, put it on the Facebook page.
Okay.
Or send it to me and I'll put it on all the Facebook pages.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be great. Just because this will be gone, once we're done with it.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. What else are you guys doing? Thanks, Lisa. Yay! Nice job. And you know what, Lisa, let me just boast on Lisa here. Let me see.
Don't hate me when you gain 20 pounds from that pie.
Lisa last month did 13,150 in sales with 3 recruits. Woohoo! Lisa, nice job.
Thank you.
So, who else is? What else are you doing at your shows that's working?
Well, I'm making grilled pizzas. I don't know if anybody's done that.
Okay, tell us how.
So I'm grilling some chicken in the single burner grill pan, the new one, with either smoky barbecue or applewood rub, grilling that, and then setting that aside, and then doing a deep dish pizza with the Pillsbury pizza crust in the smaller grill pan, and then putting a Pillsbury pizza crust in the double burner. So I'm doing like a thin crust and a thick crust pizza.
Oh.
Okay, so in the little single burner pan, you just put the dough in there, flip it over, grill it on both sides. Barbecue sauce, chopped up chicken with the salad choppers, spiralized red onion, and then your cheese on there. And then the other one, I'm doing prosciutto. So I'm mixing up olive oil, garlic, sweet basil rub.
Okay.
Slicing up mushrooms, putting some of the spiralized onion on there, and then prosciutto and Parmesan cheese.
Nice. And are you putting that back in the oven?
Back in the oven just to melt the cheese and kind of crisp the crust up a little bit. And people are loving it. I talk about how you can make pizzas from leftovers. Like if you grill chicken, you got an extra chicken breast, you can do that.
Nice.
And a lot of people are really enjoying prosciutto. So I just kind of threw that in there just to be good.
That's awesome. Can you send that to me too, and I'll put those two things on the Facebook page too, Kim?
Yeah, sure.
That would be awesome. And let me boast on Kim right now. Kim had $8,893 with 3 recruits. Woohoo! Nice job, Kim. Nice job. Awesome.
Here's a picture of that pie.
Oh
my
nice.
gosh.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Lisa, how many Weight Watcher points is that per serving?
It has a stick of butter. I ain't doing that.
And
Don't
Kim,
have to worry about eating butter, eat the whole thing.
Oh,
you,
Really liked
Sweet
it.
Logan.
oh, that's awesome.
See, we don't make that for ourselves. We make it for everybody else.
There
Right.
we go. There we go.
But I did eat some.
Kim, do you have any pictures of your deep dish in the thin one?
I'm pretty sure that I do. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
send them.
Because I've never thought about doing a deep dish.
It
know?
looks really pretty in there.
Yeah.
And it slides out super easy.
And do you just put it on the bottom or do you put it up the sides?
Well, it's going to climb up the sides a little bit.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because you flip it, right? You flip
Yeah, I pick it up with the tongs, flip it over. So, I mean, you really can't, you got to flip it over to get both sides grilled.
Okay, so does it go up the sides after the grill?
No, not
Yeah.
after you grill it on one side. You're just going to have that, flip it over.
Okay. All right. So does all the ingredients just weigh it down to come back up?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, awesome. All right. We got pizzas and we got pie. What else are we doing? I know you guys are you're all doing great. So tell me what you're making.
Anybody making popsicles?
Anybody?
I tried it last week, and it did okay. I was only able to do 2 batches, and they liked it, but I don't know. It wasn't as quick as
Yeah.
I really thought it would be, and I questioned trying to take it to a show and have it stay cold longer. I even put it in the make and take,
Right.
cooler. And like I said, it did okay for about 2 batches. The third batch kind of took a little bit longer and it wasn't as solid. So
Okay.
Yeah, I struggle with that too. Like when I took the ice cream maker, I was so excited, and I made chocolate milk because I traveled. It wasn't cold enough, so I'm nervous. I think I do more of a Facebook video with my Quicksicle. It's the easiest way.
right.
Yeah, part of it is we don't know where their freezers are at
Right.
when we get there. Someone told me that if you take and load up the like a bag of ice with the ice cream maker, to put a bag of ice actually in the center of it while you're traveling to help it retain its coldness, and then put it in the freezer.
I tried it 3 times.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I was stressing.
I think it's got a lot to do with how far you have to travel.
Yeah.
Because if the show's like more than 20 or 30 minutes from where I'm at, it doesn't work as well.
Right.
But if it's like 20 minutes or 30 minutes or under, it does pretty well. But I've been freezing, like doing okay with 3 batches.
Of the Quicksicle?
And I've been doing, one gal had made like a signature drink for her party.
Okay.
She loves to entertain. So we were freezing those and making like boozy popsicles.
Boozy Pops?
Boozy Pops. And then I was doing Oreo cookies chopped up, a cup of heavy whipping cream, and 2 cups of milk.
Wow.
And mixing that together, and those are like delicious.
Delicious.
Mhm.
Wow.
What was that recipe again?
So like a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then 2 cups of milk, like whatever milk you want, and then 6 Oreos chopped up in the manual food processor, and then a little sugar if you want to add sugar. I'd added like a 1/4 cup. I think I'm backing off from that. Depends on how sweet you want them to be.
The Oreos ought to be enough.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah. So, and I've even made like some ahead of time, wrapped them in parchment and slid them in a freezer bag and put them in the host freezer when we got, so I could pull some out.
Okay.
That's what I was
Good idea.
thinking. To have some pre-done ahead of time, especially if you've got a bigger party, because
Right.
you've got 3 can have it, and then you're waiting. But to have them pre-done and everybody gets one, that would be
Right.
better, I think.
Yeah.
It's just hard with knowing how many would be there. How
Right.
many would you have to make?
Well, I found too, not everybody wants a whole popsicle. Some people will like, I just want a bite, so they'll cut like part of it off or something.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Cool. So are you selling those, Kim?
yeah, people are booking to get them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
I've been going live on my Facebook parties about the Quicksicle maker, and what I do is have 1 out of the 3, 1 already made, ready to go, so that I can show the key, and then the other 2 are just empty, and I show them how to fill it. And I have my son help me do it. He's kind of photobombing the whole time, but I've been selling them that way, but mainly booking parties. And I post the Pampered Chef video version, but they love to kind of see the whole process
Right.
just right there. So that's been working for online parties.
Awesome. Good. And Holly, you had a great month as well. $6,631 in June. Good job. Woohoo. All right.
And 2 recruits.
And 2 recruits. Okay. Sorry, I missed that. I apologize. Anytime I miss something, you guys do jump right in like that, because you know what? A lot of numbers. So awesome. What else have you been doing? Has anybody been doing anything with salad shows or all the fresh vegetables that are out right now?
I just did a salad in a jar workshop last night at my own house because I needed the sales and bookings, and I had 3 brand new customers come because I advertised it on a mom's Facebook group in the area, and one of them booked a party for August.
Nice.
Salad in a jar party. So I'm super excited about that. And I did your salad bar concept. I showed them that. So I only got a couple orders, but it's enough for a show, but I'm excited about the book.
Good. And they've really, I don't know if you guys noticed, since we did so much with this cool and serve with the salad bar in the fridge, and Angie, you did the boat, taking all the meats and cheeses. They've been using that cool and serve a lot more this past year, don't you? Have you guys noticed?
Yes.
I mean, it's in the catalog for a whole bunch of things, for burgers, putting everything out there, and keeping things cold. So I think if we let people know how versatile that product is, it's a natural buy. But they can use it literally every day, in their fridge for their salad bar, when they're entertaining, going to barbecues, all that. So I think it's a must in a kitchen now, where I never thought of that before. I never thought of it as a must. To me, it was an extra, where now I think it's a kitchen basic because it's so versatile. And somebody showed, and let me know if it was you, somebody showed a picture of an ice cream bar topping. Who was that? Was that somebody on this?
It was Angie.
What
was it?
Angie.
The ice cream bar, would it had all the different stuff for the ice cream?
Oh, yeah. That's what I had done for my daughter's birthday.
Yes. So that was really fun too, where we used to put them all in the simple editions. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Yeah. So it's nice because it's all, and you can put the lid on and put it in the fridge. That's awesome. It's awesome. So I would really be bringing that product for sure and showing it off. And if you don't have it, if you're not doing something with it that night, have your iPad with you and show pictures of all the different things you can do with it. I think that's a really, really good way to enhance the value of that product. Okay. Anybody using the salad spinner? Rachel Ray's Magazine says ours is the best. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to talk about that, and then I love that bowl as a serving bowl. It's so pretty and clear, I just really love to serve the salad in that bowl too, especially if I got a bunch of different things in my salad, fruits and veggies and all that, when it's one of those super salads.
Anytime I do a salad at a show, I'm serving it in the cool and serve with the open tray.
Okay.
To highlight that more. So
sure.
Women never eat right away at a party.
Yeah.
So I love how it keeps everything cold.
Nice. Good.
I'm putting my salad in the large serving bowl, stone bowl.
Yep.
And talking about putting it in the refrigerator before you put your salad in it. So then your salad stays cold and looks pretty on your table. But then I take the cool and serve and talk about how long it stays cold and show them the open tray and tell them to put their dressing on the bottom and their salad on top if they're taking it somewhere, to keep it all cold and fresh until they get there, and then mix it up and talk about cupcakes in it and all kinds of stuff, and they're loving it. So
good. Awesome. Anybody doing anything else before we go to virtual?
I have a question I'd like to run by everybody.
Sure.
I still enjoy doing the chicken nachos at parties, and that seems to be really working. And what I've been doing is because I just put 2 chicken breasts and I chop it up with the salad choppers. And what I've been doing is putting it in the round covered baker. And then I'm using the Rock Rock Grill Stone for the nachos itself. So it's, it's showing a piece of stoneware and a piece of a Rock Rock. But what I did at my last party was instead of using the round covered baker, I brought the rock crock casserole, and I really promoted the whole concept of, actually I've done it at 2 parties. So I was thinking, you know, you can do everything you can in the piece of stoneware in the rock crock, but it's even more versatile because, I mean, I don't have to go over it with you guys, but you know why. But it's $100 versus around $50, you know. So I thought, let me just see what happens. And between the 2 parties I've done it at, I've had a few people purchase the casserole, which I'd never promoted the casserole, so I don't ever sell those. I had a few people buy them, but I caught myself when they were saying they were buying them. I was like, oh, well, you know, just $20 more and you get the 2.5 quart. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, when people say they want the 2.5 quart, I'm always like, $20 more and you get the. So I don't know if I'm just not sold on it. The other thing is that I'm finding when I did and I had several people that said they were really interested in talking about that they had to have, which size is that? Oh, that's the casserole. Okay. But they bring me their order form and it's not on there. And so I'm wondering, am I shooting myself in the foot? Because when it was the stoneware being used, I was selling those like crazy, the round cover bakers, because I think it was realistic because people saw, hey, look, this girl just put a few chicken breasts in the microwave and in 10 minutes it was done. Look at what I can do. So again, I was kind of thinking of is it a higher priced item to get them involved in a collection? So kind of hook them in, or is it hurting me? So I just, and I've already thought of the whole, like, you know, if they say they wanted it, I could then say, hey, you know, I see that you were interested in this, but it's not on your order form. May I ask why? I mean, I've thought about all those things. I just didn't know your thoughts. Are you doing anything with stoneware anymore? Or are you really pulling everything over to the rock crock?
Angie, when I do nachos a lot at my parties, and I've been taking, I was using the double burner grill pan, but I've been finding myself taking our new grill pan and doing my chicken in there, and taking one of the nonstick stainless and doing my veggies, because I do red bell pepper, onion, and corn in that. And then in my rock crock, I'll either take, most of the time I'll take the Dutch oven, but sometimes I take the everyday pan. And I do brownies in the microwave, and they are blown away at how easy it is. 8 minutes in the microwave, you got brownies. And I think that gets them more excited than chicken because it's like,
right. So I mean, I love all those ideas. I guess my question is, do I need to? I mean, like, I like the idea of the grill pan and stuff. That's great, but I always feel like sometimes you're going to have those people that, when they see $100 or more, they're automatically like, no. And they're just the people too. Some of them they're not going to host a party. So am I losing out on the people that, if it was a $50 price point item, would have purchased it if it was still showing the stoneware? So again, my main question is anybody still showing stoneware, or are we as a company drifting away from that?
I have a love affair. You know, it's like a torrid love affair between the deep covered baker and the rock crock. And I let them know that this was my first love of my life, and I still use her all the time. But I found that my rock crock can be a little more versatile for me. You know, so if you're not sure and the price makes you nervous, or, you know, we could talk about booking a show, maybe you start with that deep covered baker and realize that there's other things that you could do if we move to the rock crock when you book your show. But that casserole, I talk about like someone having their own apartment or going to college, because it's a little frying pan, it's a little boiling pan, it goes in, you know, you guys know, but it goes everywhere. So they don't need all these dishes and spend all this money. They can just have one pot. So I agree, because I feel like I'm cheating on my stones.
And I'll be honest, I think since the Dutch oven came out, I have not used my deep cover baker. I mean, I literally haven't, and I was a top seller in the company for deep cover bakers for a while. I don't remember the last time I used it. I mean, I literally thought to myself the other day, I could probably get rid of it. I'm not missing it. I use my little deep cover baker, but my big one, I don't remember the last time I've used it.
Girl, I've seen you like get congratulated for like 1,500, 2,000 parties. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What do you want to change when I'm seeing you like?
You're going to sell what you're passionate about.
Right.
Because I know one of my biggest faults is when we get new products out, it's like, oh, I got to show everything. Well, I was just trying to sell a $19 mini fluted cake pan. I mean, seriously, who sits around and makes those all the time? Instead of using my deep cover baker or my rock crock to make brownies or cake in.
Right.
And I was so focused on, I have to use this because it's new. Go back to what makes you comfortable and what you're passionate about. That's what you're going to sell.
Well, and I think you keep fresh when you feature different things, Angie.
Okay. And I did feel that the other day at my party, because I found myself, I was using the everyday pan for the strawberry shortcake. Then I was using the rock crock grill stone for like everything I was using was like the whole line of rock crocks. And I was like, this is kind of weird because this really isn't how I cook at home. But I knew with the people I was around, I was really, I don't know, maybe stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit by bringing all the rock crocks. And I'm thinking it was still a great party, but I'm thinking it could have been even better if I had stuck with maybe just keeping that chicken cooked in the small round cover baker.
Well, and I think that that when you're working that stuff, I think that you can say, if you're a family of one or two, this product would work perfectly for you.
Right.
And maybe the perfect, the small round baker or the deep covered baker, because it does X, Y, and Z. If you're a little bit larger family, like my daughter's got 7 in her family with her mother-in-law there. I mean, she uses all the big stuff. She wouldn't even consider using that. I mean, it wouldn't even, she doesn't even own it because it's
right.
not big enough. But you can put some of those parameters on it. And this is a great, and I would say this is, especially if you're using 2 or 3, this is a great collection to host a party for and get these all for free or half price.
Mm-hmm.
So let me equip your kitchen with a new set of tools that you're going to love, and just, talk about it as a collection to transform your kitchen by hosting a party, because they're probably not going to buy all 3, right?
Right. Correct.
But I would talk about the other stuff. If your family is, looks like this, if you're a college student, if you're, if you're a college student or someone who is, because I think it's 54% of households are only 1 to 2 people. So don't just show the big things. Make sure you're showing some of the smaller stuff too. So, or at least talk about it. And again, if you've got pictures on your iPad, that's what I've been doing because I can't carry the world anymore. So I'm making sure I got great pictures and putting them in my in a folder that says show folder in an album, and then I'm showing those pictures and passing them around. So, okay. Who else has a comment for Angie? What do you think? That's a great question, Angie. Great question.
I think when we're using the rock crock, I think we have to refer back to the deep covered baker because there's people who have it that are saying they don't use it anymore. And that's kind of a sin, I mean, so I think we need to just, let them know that they could make that in their deep covered baker as well, if that applies. I don't know. I mean, just for the customers who have bought the product.
And I think it's a little like the whole food chopper, manual food processor dilemma as well. Everybody says, well, I had the food chopper, love the food chopper. Why do I need the manual food processor? And then I kind of relate them as cousins, and they're related in the same family, but one does something that the other one doesn't, but it's kind of your preference, but this one's better for this particular application. It's kind of like a lot of us have gotten away from oven cooking down here in Florida. I don't know about you, Angie and Sherry, but I don't turn my oven on very often at all. So I don't use stoneware very often because if I'm going to use stoneware, it's usually a flat one or a bar pan that I'm going to stick in the oven. So it kind of depends on what type of cooking you do. So when it comes down to a one-on-one conversation and they're asking you which one, I always say, well, tell me about your lifestyle. Tell me how you
Right.
cook, and I'll tell you which one applies better for you.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, everything you can do in the stoneware, you can do in the rock crock. It's just more versatile because it goes more places and it's dishwasher safe. So I think I'm even to the point now where kind of wondering, even just saying it in a demonstration and saying, and here's this, piece of stoneware. You guys see how great it is. But I have basically the same thing in a rock crock that can also go on the grill, go on the dishwasher, go under the broiler, and on the stovetop. So if that interests you, then maybe we need to look at the rock crock casserole. Something, maybe put a tweak on it like that, and also not having an entire rock crock show like I kind of realized I was doing. So,
But, and the other thing we have to realize is a lot of people aren't using the microwave anymore. A lot of people don't use the microwave. My daughter and my daughter-in-law, neither one of them, my sister, they don't even have microwaves. So the rock crock for them is more versatile. Yeah, they got this thing in their head. I don't agree. Let me do some recognition here. Bobby Lynn, 2506, congratulations, great job. Sharon Morris, 2627 in sales, nice job. I think I got Kim already. Sherry Eisinger, 8,216 with one recruit, nice job. Pam Constantino, $6,474 with two recruits. Nice job, Pam. Let's see, we have Randy Petrie at 758.
I hate when you tell my son.
Sorry. Okay, Leanne Johnson, $1,595 in sales. Nice job. Laurel Soderberg, $3,721 in sales with two recruits. We've got Holly already. Amy Sue Grabeau, $6,010 in sales. Nice job. And we got Lisa. Did I get everybody? Angie, did I get Angie? Did I get Angie? $7,374. Woohoo!
Man.
Thank you. Keep me honest here. I'm reading off. This is how many we're supposed to be here. Anyway, so good. Okay, let's talk about virtual. We have about 20. Oh, go ahead.
Before we go to virtual, can I just jump back? And this is 5 seconds. So
No
I
problem.
know I had my little paper somewhere. So if I do a $25, if they sell $2,500 and I do a $25 box, I'm making $100 on their sales plus my $10 on their not product. What's the word?
Activity bonus?
production
That's
bonus.
it.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of it. So it's $110. It's costing me $25. I don't do big promotions. Like this would be a big promotion for me. Do you know what I mean? So I am only doing it, and I may do it next year, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
So and if they sell 4,000, then I make 170, and it's $50. It'll cost me. And like I said, I don't normally do like a $50 prize, but anything to generate a little boost. Because I saw, who was that? Who put that? That was the price of the surprise boxes. Oh, Leanne. So
Good. Yeah, I mean, what's really good about that, Pam, is because it's summer,
mhm.
the residual increase for their fall, for their
Right.
August and September are going to be there, and that's what's going to be really great about that, is because they will be doing more for
And get excited about it.
yes, for sure. And so, Pam, are you going to bring ready to go labels?
Yep.
And are you going to go and do you're going to have to go there?
Yeah,
right?
that's where I'm excited about that.
Okay. But all right, but you'll know ahead of time, right?
Yeah, I'll be all ready and get done. I normally wait till the last day. So
Yeah. So you'll be all ready, and that'll be good. It's a fun idea. So okay. So anybody else got anything with live shows? Otherwise, we're going to virtual. Because it is half of our business these days. Well, maybe not half, but it's a lot of our business. So, okay, virtual girls, tell us what you're doing.
Well, I'd like to know how'd your mega go, Nancy Jo?
I want to say there was about 150 people on there, consultants, and lots of people. So I don't know. I never asked for a feedback of how much was sold, but there was a lot of people on there that had, that I barely knew the names of. Okay. But I will do it once a quarter, especially now that it's done and set up. It was interesting. I don't know if a 1 hour would be better. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's, for those of you that did, how many of you did mega shows?
Well, I was on yours.
Okay.
And everybody liked it. And I had reached out and invited people that I haven't heard from in a while.
Okay.
I did a lot of private messaging with them behind the scenes and things like that. But it ended up being a $1,900 show.
Did it? Good, good. Yeah, that's what I never went back and asked. I went right into the come to the table thing, and and we had Richie's reveal here. We had a party for him. By the way, the new baby's a boy. And Richie says, Mom, I've always been a procrastinator. He's got the 2 girls, and now he's got a boy coming. So we're excited about that. If you guys didn't see the little video, I'll go to my page and watch it. It was pretty funny. They did it with hard-boiled eggs. So it was somehow, Leanne, somehow you missed the invitation. Yeah, I put it out there. I kind of did it at the last week of the month because everybody was on all these other ones. So just watch your emails, guys, because that's still, I'm trying to do it both on Facebook and on email. That's how we're trying to communicate. But I know even trying to get RSVPs for conference, it's been a little tough this year. So anyway, but who's doing, for everybody that did mega shows, were you happy with that? Just so, Holly? Kim, did you do it?
I did it. We didn't get results like Sharon did. I mean, it was okay. I'm just trying to do more group events, more group live events for the team than virtual. I know I'm going to have to incorporate some of those in. I just need to practice it more.
Yeah. It's it just was a tough time for me because Richie was in town at the time. And, I just kept precious time with those little girls, so anyway, but I booked it, for right the 4 days that he was there, that he was at my house. It's like, are you kidding me? What the hell did you do?
Well, and I think too, mine was so successful because it was the double points or double free. And I gave away half of that in drawings. I gave away a lot of the free, and that prompted people to, okay, I'll participate in this. So it was a bonus.
So you gave your own gifts away instead of the host, like I gave the gifts for my team, but you just did it on your own then, right? You're saying?
Yeah, I had my own show. Yeah, with it. And I gave away, it was like, like we do a mystery host,
right?
And I gave away a lot of the hosts, half of the free. And I had a couple of, my consultants that joined in, and they got a few sales, but they didn't work it and follow up as well. So,
right.
I was just amazed how it taught me, oh my gosh, how they don't interact. I just was like, you have to be in this. I mean, you can't not, just sit back and think you're going to get sales in. Right. So that was eye-opening for me, like to see possibly why they're not having luck with some of their sales or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they just invited their friends and thought, I don't know. you know?
Laura noticed that too. Laura Teal noticed the way they were responding. They were immediately saying, "Oh, you should have a party," instead of, courting them a little bit. And she said we had a lot of training right after that. Angie, did you do one?
I didn't, but I'm shaking my head because I think so many of us have done the business and are successful that we just automatically assume other people know the right thing to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a team meeting last night and 7 were going to be here. 4 turned around because traffic was so bad. And went home, literally. I don't know what was going on, but anyway, so I had 3 here. So I took every bit of my planned meeting last night. I was like, off to the curb. We're going to do something else. Let's do a booking blitz. And all 3 of them were like, you mean now? And I'm like, yes, now. Come on, I'm going to give you the words to say. But they were so, it kind of freaked me out because I was like, goodness gracious, people, I cannot hold your hand 24/7. I didn't say that. I'm thinking that. But I mean, I gave them the words to say. And then the 3 that were here were like, I can't make a phone call. They were scared to death. So then it was like, okay, plan A didn't work. We're on plan B. Now let's go to plan C. We're going to send text messages. Do you guys feel comfortable? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But then it was like they were tweaking and they were I think they hit send 5 minutes before I was like, meeting over, So I'm going to be following up with them today. But it was just a whole, we know what to say.
Yeah.
We know don't jump to third base the minute that you're talking to someone. We know to ease in, start the conversation, then eventually get in there. And I think that's what people just don't know how to do. So it kind of eye-opened for me, I am not a role play kind of person. I hate it. But I'm thinking maybe next month we do a little bit more role playing. But Sherry, you're here. Maybe having some experienced consultants join me at my meeting, and that consultant and myself go through some realistic role playing, because if you're role playing with somebody who doesn't know what to say anyway, it's kind of a dead end street.
Right.
You know what? I don't know if you guys still have these in your repertoire, but I made up these cards, gosh, couple years ago, but you notice I still had them at my fingertips. These are really good to do at every single meeting, whether you're live or whether you're doing a virtual meeting. And they're all role plays, Angie. And what you do is they pick them out of a pile. And like this one says, this woman really likes her well-paying job with an accounting firm. Her secret is working with numbers all day. She wishes she had more contact with people. So this is who I'm going to play. And Angie, it's your job to find out about me and what my secret is. And there's another one. Working mom shares pictures of her daughters at a dance recital. And her secret is her daughter has real talent and would love to go further, but there's no money in the budget for private lessons. A stay-at-home mom would like to buy a new car. Her secret, she needs $5,000 more to get the car she wants. So there's all different, the bride to-be is very excited about her wedding next year. She's trying to decide what to cut out because her dream wedding is more than she can afford. So,
those so far, those sound more targeted for recruiting. Is that I'm talking about just booking.
You could make these up for sales. You could make them up for anything. And if we wanted to, just right on here, we could all send a little story and a secret, and then we could all use those with our teams. Okay. And I did this for 1 solid year, and each person was the role player, and then they were the consultant. And I did that as part of my meeting to break through the talking and asking questions. First thing I did was teach them how to ask questions to get the things out of them that they needed, and then to role play obstacles. And once you get them more than used to doing it, and then they wanted to write their own. By the end of the year, I had them coming with their own written up. and then they put them in a thing and pull, and then they put them in again and pull again. So it's just a great way. I know people don't like to role play, but it really breaks down the barriers of the abba. What do I say? Because the more you practice, the better you get it.
Right.
You know.
Right. And that's what I found. They were just stuck. They didn't know. I mean, I'm like, okay, you guys, you have parties. Like, surely you've had. So anyway, it was just kind of a hot mess. It was really, I mean, at the end of it, I was like, why did I just spend 2 hours of my evening? Just
2 hours of my life. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it probably impacted them more than you know.
Yeah.
Because you were teaching them to get through their fear factor, you know, and their obstacles, and hopefully they went home and did something with it. And if
Right.
they didn't, you can say, what stopped you? Okay, let's work on this some more. You know. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. But really, these little cards, I did it for a whole year, and that group of people, they were doing great by the end of the year. They weren't afraid of questions. They weren't afraid of talking to people. They learned that by keeping that to themselves, they were being selfish. And anyway, so yes, and we have to give me a 5-minute break because I have another call at 10 o'clock. So thanks, Angie. But all right, so we didn't get to virtual. If you guys are doing something special with virtual, I shouldn't say we didn't get to it, but we didn't get to more of virtual. If you're doing something special with virtual that's really working for you, I know, Sherry, you're mostly virtual. Lisa, you're virtual. Did you say, who was that, Angie?
Oh, I was on my screen. It's Sherry over here. I don't know who I'm pointing to in everybody else's screen, but on my screen, she's right there, and she's the bomb. So.
She is the bomb. She is the bomb.
Last night, we had my meeting was with Vanessa Boyle, and something that she said totally struck me. She's like, you have to make sure your host is saying hello to everybody, because they wouldn't come to your house and you wouldn't say hello to them. So you shouldn't invite them to a virtual party and not say hello to all of them. I thought that made a lot of sense, because you're not going to let somebody come in your house and not talk to them.
Right.
So you have to look at your virtual show as your house.
Vanessa's the person I'm speaking with at
I know, we were talking about you last night. All good things.
Okay.
Awesome.
We need to give Angie a high five because she's going to be a speaker at conference.
Here's your high fives.
Kim, are you speaking this year?
I am not.
You are not. How about you, Holly? No? Is Angie the only one on this group? Wow.
What about?
Feeling special, are we? Awesome.
They have been I've spoken at one other conference. Things have changed.
Yeah. I heard that last night.
They are very
Yeah.
great.
Well,
Great. I'm gonna keep it above the line.
there you go. I know they're very it's not necessarily they're telling you what they want and exactly how they want it, and
Yeah.
they want to make sure every workshop is great. They really,
And the same.
and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they don't want to hear, oh, Angie Adams was great, but Nancy Jo Ryan wasn't so hot. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to hear that.
And they want to hear that you and I are doing the same thing, whether we're doing it that way or not.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So,
Yeah. So, I mean, we're all of us that are doing it are just kind of crossing fingers that our personalities come through so that they can get a feel. But it is very, just
By the book.
very different than the first year that when I did it and I just got up there and was like, wow, you know, I mean, it's different. But I mean, everything that we have done has been amazing, but hours and hours and hours of Zoom calls and meetings.
I heard a 3.5 hour call.
One of them.
Pam, are you doing a workshop?
No, we just had this conversation last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Vanessa, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was just one of them. And I finally was like, I gotta go. I mean, I had to be somewhere, so I had to go.
Well,
But,
they really want conference to be so phenomenal
Mhm.
that people won't think about missing next year.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I know they've had an issue with the dating of it, but
Mhm.
I know that a couple of you have home office calls, and we have another book review next. But I want to say congratulations to all you guys. You rocked it in June, and you're doing great in July. Numbers are up, and so we're going to have an amazing summer and an amazing fall. So we'll see you again. Did you like this little format a little bit better?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Don't forget to write down your ideas through the month so you can make sure you remember to share them on the call, okay?
And put those things in the Facebook page.
Yes.
Well, it was
yes,
here, but
definitely.
just, yeah.
Thank you guys. All right, be blessed. See you in a couple weeks at conference. Woohoo!
Have a great day, everybody.
Have a great day. Bye.